Hello there, welcome to the Mindful Show where we learn things that help us grow. Imagine walking to a road where everything is same, everything is similar, and every logo, every banner, every post that you see on the road seems the same. Will it look quite unique to you? Obviously, this is due to the power of advertising. Today, the advertising, branding, and marketing is all around us, influencing our lives in such a manner that we are not able to guess or determine whether it is there or not. Today, the advertising sector is worth more than 1.1 trillion US dollars, which is greater than GDP of several many countries. So, to learn and discuss about more of this industry, we have had talk with Mr. Pandul Kothari sir, who is a partner at Tiger Advertising Firm, which is the leading firm in Gujarat, which has worked with several companies like Tirupati Oil, Gujarat Government, Gujarat Tourism, Torrent Power, and many more. So, waiting not much, let's talk with sir and have guidance on the topic. So, sir, we have named our program as the Mindful Show, where we help the people to let them grow. So,
Mm.
welcome, sir, to the show. Sir, you starting from your journey, I researched that you were born in bottom in Vadodara, and you studied your MBA in MS University, and you are in this background in for more than 30 years, starting from Incube Advertising. How has been your journey, and how did you come to this advertising sector?
So first is how did I start my journey? I did my MBA and it was then I worked in Arvind Mill for a year in Bombay marketing denim. Wherein when my college background right from school to college has been a lot of into organizing things, into theater, into music, etc., etc. But then I had advertising was never on my mind. Honestly speaking, 35 years back, what is advertising, etc., was not even too much exposure. I did study a bit in college on it, but really not too much on. It was purely an accidental entry. So after working a year in Ahmedabad, Bombay, then I came back to Baroda where I stay. Uh, and then while they started some business, itsy bitsy here and there, etc. Corporate gifting, trading, and all that stuff. I was sharing an office with a friend who was a designer. So I said, अच्छा तू design करता है तो यार कुछ लिखना है headline. So I started writing some headlines for him. Then I started writing for one more agency as a copy person. Then I said, then I mean, so slowly I got into sucked into advertising out of choice, of course. So it's purely accident. I got into it, but I was very sure from day one that I'm not going to do itsy bitsy jobs. करना है तो अच्छा ही करना है, बड़ा करना है कुछ. Not बड़ा in size, बड़ा in thought. Hence, I got into corporate sector. I did get into initially not into FMCG, and I started getting work from out of Gujarat a lot because it's that mindset. Okay, bigger cities give you better agencies. So Baroda guys will go to Ahmedabad, clients, Baroda clients will go to Ahmedabad clients will go to Bombay, etc. So I said, let me. So I started working in much smaller towns in Rajasthan, and they would say, oh, my agency is coming from Baroda or from Gujarat. So from there, I built my portfolio. With that portfolio, I could get work in Baroda, then Ahmedabad, then in Pune. Now, practically, I have, as an agency, we have there's then practically zero work in Baroda now. We have an office in Ahmedabad and Baroda. We have worked practically all India. Major towns, Pune, Ahmedabad, Hyderabad, Bangalore. I mean, Gandhinagar, of course, is part of this. So that's how it is. That's how the journey in very brief. Major turning point in the businesses. Initially, I started as an entrepreneur proprietor. Okay. So, what we're talking about, so it came as an accident thing. I was sharing something, started writing and stuff like that. But I kept on trading in gifts also, corporate gifts, marketing. So the whole idea was, okay, the people whom I send this gift promotion item are generally the same people who are involved in the advertising part. In the corporate sector, there are no बड़ोड़ा में था तो अलग एडवर्टाइजिंग डिपार्टमेंट नहीं था सो आई स्टार्टेड डूइंग बोथ सेम ऑडियंस उनका ब्रोशर भी बनाओ उनका ये भी बनाओ हाँ पहले मार्केट खराब था विच वाज इनटू गिफ्ट्स देन वी फोकस इनटू एडवर्टाइजिंग सो इट बिकेम इंटीग्रा and then afterwards so Integra continued to grow well. We had Ahmedabad and all of the cities also. I had clients in Ahmedabad, Udaipur, a lot of Rajasthan, etc. So coming back to it, so Integra got into advertising, got into brochures, catalog, they got into consumer goods. So yeah, that's how we grew. And Rajasthan, we had Ahmedabad, we had Pune, and we started doing everything that came under the sun. It's exhibitions, anything related to communication. Was it exhibitions? Was it uh, ads? It was brochures, catalogs, collaterals, promotion material, BTL activities, events, corporate events, etc. So that's how everything added up. At point, we were very clear that we don't want to do. I don't want to do anything and everything. But I want to do for one client. I do if I mean I do full basket of services for a specific client. So I tell the client if I'm going to do your brochure or your ad campaign, the same language has to go to your exhibition, same language has to go to your event. So they're all woven together, which I till date strongly believe. You get bits and pieces from different agencies. You end up getting uh, a lot of communication mismatch, and that's what India. So we had few clients, but within those few clients, we had a lot of their work. Correct. So it is an integrated approach, and that's possibly how Integra name was born. Earlier it was under market draft, but there was hardly, there was very strongly focused on trading of gifts. And gifts also, again, Baroda was not a big market. So from small retail shops, I went to supplying to corporate sector. From corporate, I went to spending to pharmaceuticals. Now, pharma is huge, huge market. And blessing in disguise, Chinese products came in and killed the gifts market for domestic. I used to be trading, of course, representing a lot of companies. That killed, and in fact, my gift trading and market was so strong that one of my principals asked me to handle South also. So Bangalore I used to be covering. Because Bangalore is huge. I think Hyderabad also huge in pharma sector that time. So that gift business grew that way. Then one day it just boomed. Fortunately, my advertising was still there, so focus on advertising, and then advertising grew reasonably well. Uh, and yeah, they were tough financial times. We borrowed money at crazy interest to grow. A lot of risk, which I may not take now, but then I had nothing to lose. So I borrowed money at 35%, 36%, 40%. I never bothered. Dekha jayega. The fear factor was not there. My wife was huge support. She worked with me. She took the stress. She took the risk with me. And that's really what helped us as a team. We worked. Then you're growing, yeah. And wide portfolio. I do automotive stuff. I do tiles. I do pan masala. I do water. And I mean, uh, my idea was not to compete with the. There's nothing like smaller agencies, but I would say I should be a replacement or I should be a challenger to the larger agencies. So suppose a company has uh, somebody's got agency X, and that X is 5x or 10x or 100x times bigger than me, then I should be a solution for the client to have a smarter alternative to the bigger agency. And the funda was clear. When you're a very, very large agency, the guy who's servicing you, maybe the third or fourth or fifth in the line, right? I mean, unless you're a 150 crore, 200 crore advertising brand in Gujarat, Baroda, these are not such big brands. In Ahmedabad, they were not such big brands at that time. So the position was here. The owner of the agency is directly handling you. He brings in his years of experience. There is ownership to work. There is responsibility. While for the larger agency, the guy at the bottom may change tomorrow, may change 6 months. So it's like by the time the person understands your brand, he's already changed his job. Here there is consistency. There's ownership, complete ownership to work. That's been the strength. That's been the core motive. That's also been a strength. There's also been a weakness because of direct involvement. कि यार सारा हम बैठे हैं, हम number of clients बहुत नहीं बढ़ा सके. We are fine. I prefer to be doing fewer clients but consistent clients, long-term equations, and a larger delivery and sharper delivery. So yeah, the success mantra has been as we call it entrepreneurial advertising. That's a complete ownership to work. So when the smallest creative to a smaller message is completely under our guidance. You call it control, you call it guidance, you call it creative, balanced. Yeah, so how it went. The bigger jump, the huge jump came when in 2009, 2008, and I think a friend of mine who ran an agency, Mihir Shah, a very close friend. So Mihir Shah ran another agency for nothing. 2008, we've been friends and we've been talking about it. Was his initiative. Okay, let's merge. We had completely, yeah, tell me.
So, sir, what problem and what other issue that you find in the market that you decided to merge both of them and find a new?
So, yeah. So one, honestly speaking, there's no problem. We're doing fine by ourselves. But I would say it was an opportunity to multiply, right? It is an opportunity. It was like strength plus energy is equal to synergy. जो पुराना वो dialogue है वो perfect चला है यहाँ पे कि यार कुछ like for example we had a lot of complementing skill sets. One second. So it was an opportunity, right? We used to be so close. We used to be partying together, competing in the same market. What really it helped, we had complementing strengths. Like I used to be very strong on business development, I used to be strong on consumer goods, I used to be aggressive, while Mihir was very strong on finances, very strong on media. He had a very different type of clients, more corporates, more tile industry, etc. So it was not merger to get scale in terms of size, but in scale in terms of skill sets coming together. Scaling on size is a good idea, but not the best idea. So size to us used to be a spin-off benefit, is to be a second benefit. The main was यार what he we knew everything. मैं सारी एजेंसी इंडिपेंडेंट चला रहा था, वो भी इंडिपेंडेंट चला रहा था, बट कुछ चीज़ों में वो स्ट्रांग था, कुछ चीज़ों में मैं स्ट्रांग था. सो दैट केम टुगेदर एंड यू हैड बेस्ट ऑफ बोथ वर्ल्ड्स. So till date, he's the stabilizing factor. Till date, I'm the mad guy. You try to get in touch with me so often, but I'm generally traveling. Like मैं एक दो दिन एक शहर में रहता हूँ, मुझे लगता है मैं क्या कर रहा हूँ. I like to go get work, meet clients, meet people. I'm in office maybe once a week for a day. Uh, yeah, so I try. Work from home came few years back. I've been working from my car for ages.
Hmm.
So I've been traveling, working from out of stations for ages. So
Sir, one question that arises, as you said that you have been traveling from city to city, and you have so you get access to lots of. You also means work with lots of companies. So how do you maintain that creative factor within your
first thing, I'm not traveling city to city.
means
It's not that I'm a traveling salesman going with bag. No, no. I work in a bigger city, and there I meet multiple clients. And there also, uh, we have not made sales calls knock to knock. Most of the work has come through reference, word of mouth, reference, and then etc. Coming down to creative balance, we have a very very strong team. And creativity doesn't come if you're in a hole somewhere sitting and suddenly wisdom comes or something. No, right? Creativity is a state of mind. And honestly, there's nothing called creative. God created, we are all recreating. He's packaging the same communication in a better way, in a different way, more appealing way, more contemporary way. Baki, you're not going to reinvent the alphabet or reinvent words. Correct?
But the
So,
way we the way we communicate with the people is what is creativity.
so our positioning has been marketing-led communication. So since both of us are master, me and my partner both have done MBAs in marketing professionals, our thinking is more corporate, more professional. We are not a creative driven agency. We are a result oriented agency. We do smart communication. We do effective communication. And to be smart and effective, you have to be creative. So creative is the means to an end. It's not the end to me. Okay, it's a means. It's a way ahead. To reach a goal, I need to be creative. दैट मीन डिसाइड मुझे कुछ क्रिएटिव बनाना है, मैं डिसाइड कर मुझे गोल अचीव करना है. अगर मेरा गोल क्लियर है तो क्रिएटिव डायरेक्शन मुझे लेके वो गोल अचीव करने मुझे क्रिएटिव भी रहना पड़ेगा, स्मार्ट भी रहना पड़ेगा, स्टडी भी रहना पड़ेगा. सो दैट्स हाउ वी वर्क. And the merger really exploded. Suddenly, we were in public sector. We got one leg, so we ONGC Baroda, and then good work gets you good work. So ONGC Baroda, then we got Ahmedabad, then we got ONGC Bombay, then we got ONGC Delhi. We were the only empaneled agency in Delhi with ONGC, जिसका साल का profit I think was around 25,000 crores that time. So that's such a large public sector, Navratna or Super Ratna, whatever. We were possibly the only agency which is not in a class 1 or a class 2 city. We are in a tier 3 city, Baroda, headquartered. Back it was all Bombay, Delhi, Calcutta, Chennai, those kind of agencies. So you are like this much compared to others. There should be publicists and a lot of other bigger players saying, super bigger players saying. And yeah, but again, they had the same thing that the owners had taking responsibility. Owners carry 10, 15, 20 years of experience at that time. Today, I'm 33 years of experience. So comes an experience, right? And no job is small, and the loss of a job pinches. Hence, our accountability and responsibility is even stronger.
Sir,
And then we go, sorry.
yes, sir, continue.
So then we started doing more corporates and more FMCG clients. Everything started growing. Ahmedabad started multiplying. Baroda started declining to a near zero level. And then we got, by reference again, state government work. So we have evolved, from corporate to FMCG to public sector, ONGC, Indian Oil. Then we, Ahmedabad, etc. And then we, not necessarily the sequence, but this is how the evolution went. And then suddenly, now state government, we did one assignment, we got second, we got third, we got fourth, fifth, touchwood. Now we are predominantly government, a lot of government work people. We have a public sector and we have a private sector as well as government work. So government suddenly will become a very dominant thing. So we've evolved. We've not been rigid कि मुझे यही करना है. वो I think rigidity is the biggest weakness, biggest bane of any.
Only constant as well.
Tomorrow, if I get more FMCG, I do more FMCG. We have firm, but जो भी करो अच्छे से करो, but don't be rigid.
Sir, but
And
sir, in every industry there is something कि कुछ काम करता है, कुछ नहीं काम करता, उनकी एड्स बनाने में. तो आपने गवर्नमेंट के साथ भी काम किया, FMCG के साथ भी काम किया, फिर अलग अलग सेक्टर्स के साथ काम किया. तो उसमें मतलब उनके पर्सपेक्टिव कैसे डेवलप कर सकते
I didn't get your question at all. Perspective of what?
हैं? मतलब फॉर एग्जांपल एफएमसीजी की एड बनाएंगे तो हमें मतलब अलग स्ट्रेंथ्स दिखानी पड़ती है, गवर्नमेंट की एड बनाएंगे तो उसमें सोशलिज्म दिखाना पड़ता है। तो
So, when you do a FMCG product technique, you don't even need a brief. You know, oil is for cooking. I do a lot of cooking oil brands, and some of the most finest, one the finest brand I work
देयर इज
for.
लॉट्स ऑफ कंपटीशन देयर इन एफएमसीजी।
There is competition in everything, boss. What we feel to understand is that we feel as a competing with product as Tirupati is competing with another cooking oil brand. No, they're also competing for mind space for consumers. So you got to figure out it's not just your communication, not just competing with other oil company communication. It's also competing with possibly a chocolate communication with a automotive communication because you are competing with a clutter of communication that there's so much communication happening on your WhatsApps, on your reels, on your social media, on your print, television, outdoors, etc. So within all that communication, if your communication has to be noticed, then you're going to be damn good at it.
ओके
So first get it off your mind that you're competing with just don't think you're only competing in your category. You're competing with the entire universe of communication.
ओके सो वी हैव टू मेक अ स्पेस इन माइंड, जस्ट मेक अ स्पेस इन द रिवर्स माइंड।
Yeah, in the complete universe of communication. And it's not very challenging. If you keep it simple, it's very good. The more complex you make, अगर आप सोच रहे हो consumer is going to apply his brains or make an effort. Consumer is super intellectual. There's a money. There's a reason you are going to him to buy. He's super. I'm not saying super. He's very smart. Smart is the right word. And you want to make him spend money, then you don't want him to make an effort to understand your communication. Make it simple so that the person can understand it. उतना क्रिएटिव ज्ञान मत दो कि समझ ही नहीं आए उसको लाइक लॉट ऑफ क्रिएटिव पीपल कम अप विद ब्रिलियंट आइडियाज दिस लुक ब्रिलियंट ऑन योर प्रेजेंटेशन योर पावर पॉइंट एक्सेट्रा बट देन दे आर हाथी के दांत दे डोंट वर्क ओके दे जस्ट लुक गुड
Okay, sir. So you said that yeah, creativity मतलब इतने मतलब में कम्युनिकेशन करना चाहिए, मतलब उसमें इसका जो एस्पेक्ट है वो तो मतलब हर किसी के पास जा सकता है। तो एक एडवर्टाइजिंग एजेंसी के पास कॉम्पिटिटिव एज क्या होगा एक नेटवर्क के अलावा?
edge meaning how does one agency become better than another that's what you're saying
नहीं, मतलब कॉम्पिटिटिव एज होती है ना कि ये प्लेयर है तो ये अच्छा कर रहा है, ये थोड़ा लैग कर रहा है वैसे।
so how does an agency outperform the other agency is what you're saying
मतलब उसके पास क्रिएटिव एज क्या हो सकती है कि वो दूसरी एडवर्टाइजिंग कंपनी से अलग दिखे।
नहीं नहीं दो चीज़ हैं आई मीन ऑनेस्ट मेरे को पूछोगे तो आई रियली compete with any agency I look at my work honestly speaking and there's a time that I didn't even know most of the agency names in Ahmedabad or Baroda I used to never focus on that even for taking because the minute you start focusing on competitions you lose focus on work right so I don't know if I have an edge or not but for sure I know that if it's the client I'm going to pitch for and I need to deliver that is my competitive edge. If I deliver consistently, reliably today, it's not only about creativity, it's also about schedules. If you can match the schedules, you can keep the timelines, correct? It's a very tight timeline. So because in most, for all companies, advertising ends up being the last mile.
हम्म,
Because what happens is they finish the marketing plan, they appoint the distributor, they appoint the team, etc., etc. Product ready, shuts down, let's get communication in place. So you always work on time timelines. I've had afternoon calls. We did a BJP 2019 campaign with MPC Friends Agency. Yeah. Brief came in the afternoon. And next day morning, we presented in Delhi. It's like office work till 4. And India is one of the world's biggest brand campaigns. We got that. We got about 6 of the 7 phases or something like that. In 3 months, we worked. And so Edge was not just creative and design. Edge was a strong partnership of two agencies working together, and more importantly, Edge was delivering on time all the time and error free. Delivery has become as important, if not more important, than it's a whole package. There's nothing one that works. It's everything. Everything goes together. It's like this. It's not this or this or this.
So do you think that advertising industry is more based on how many connections you have rather than how much creative? Because smaller advertising companies are also creative, but
I don't know. There's nothing like connections, boss. आपके ऊपर that if I know you and you have 100 crore product to launch, you'll say, okay, I know you, तुम चाय पीने आ जाना. But I'm not going to risk my money on it just because of connection. A product failure or success could depend on advertising agencies. It's not depending, but it has a major role. So
hmm.
why would you give work because of connection, boss?
But it is easier, more easier to connect with a company if you have something.
No. Your only good work can get you connection, nothing else.
But
References will happen if your good work is there. Connection is completely.
so that's for the second work or second job. No? But if you have your job, your work is based will impact your retention, but your first work won't be because of retention.
I think I'm not sure what you're asking, but you're asking me if connections is what makes work come. No. At best, connection can open a door for you. But if your presentation, your critics are not good, the work is not there. Simple.
Okay.
Nothing. If your work is not good, no. Yes, at the lower end, where equally equal level, if you're good in your work, there's nothing can stop you. It's not easy at all. It's very tough, and because you're not the only person good at work. There are many people who are good at work.
Yes, sir. Sir, another thing that we all are, I just saw in news 2 days earlier that the ad industry in India is currently growing at 6.8% per at CAGR, and it is currently at 1 lakh crore market size, certainly. So the CAGR is 6.7%, which is it is ऐसा मतलब कहते हैं कि 2 times ग्रोथ रेट होनी चाहिए कोई भी इंडस्ट्री की, और यहाँ पे तो जीडीपी से भी कम हो रहा है थोड़ा. तो
Well, see, these are rates that you're talking about are very difficult to generalize. You can't generalize because that must be talking about the media spends also, that we print media also. We are more into creative, so there's nothing to do with growth rates for us. Okay.
so मतलब कई सारी कंपनी भी ऐसे बोल रही है कि एड रिसेशन चल रहा है कई मतलब.
But I always believe there's always an up and down. We also see downs, we also see ups, but then it averages out. There's a cycle every 3 years. It happens it's a thumb rule, but you average it.
Okay.
It's very important not to take out money from your business. Keep it in the business so the tough days are always managed. So it's also about prudent financial management.
Mm-hmm.
When the owners start sucking out profits completely, the agencies or any business will collapse. You build up. See, we are first generation entrepreneurs. My father, my friends, father, all had jobs. Became from middle class and happy to be from there. And I believe I'm still middle class in my thinking. Uh, but we saved money in the business. So today, suppose we are X. अगर मेरे पास 100 रुपया बैंक में होता था अभी मेरे पास maybe 5x, 10x, 100x होगा because I save money there. We have not kind of blown it up. So prudent financial management, etc. CAGR doesn't affect us because that's for print media and large media, etc. लाख करोड़ वो सब मेरे को zero नहीं पता उसमें कितने होता है. So
Okay. And sir, it is also said that out of total whole of advertising agency advertising industry, 49% of work comes from digital advertising. So how do you see?
I don't know. As I said, we are primarily into creative digital become a very important factor. It's completely in now. Digital is growing. It's not just a growing thing. It's now a dominant force. There's no doubt about it.
Mm-hmm.
Print newspaper, what was 5 years back, were 24 pages that are coming to us is now 16 pages, etc.
Mm-hmm.
So print. I mean, my children and that generation has practically not touched a newspaper.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you even touched a newspaper because completely reading habits, attention spans, analytical approach to reading on other books, etc. It's a dying art. It's a dying phenomenon. I don't mind.
Sir, just few questions now. So you just said that the coming generations have lower retention, and the way they look at other forms of advertising, it's also different. So how do they market themselves for creating a space?
No, so when they have a lower attention span, so you make communication be work sharper. Challenges of communication become more. So as I said, when you start advertising, you're paid to write less. Because you write more, you need bigger ad space, you need bigger commercials, you need bigger digital spends. So you get lost. So it's important that you make communication in their language, you speak less and say more. That's simple. You have to you have to say less and convey more.
Okay, sorry, sir. And sir, so which another question relating to this, that how do you see AI coming in, and the ad blockers which are the respect of down leveling in the digital ad spends?
little bit what I hear in terms of AI. AI is a very effective tool if used properly. But AI there's no point. You know, a lot of people are saying AI kuch nahi kar sakta, cannot replace human. No, it will replace. As somebody said very wisely in one seminar I heard, AI will not replace you. People who know AI will. So it's very important for people to use AI. Like when you had when calculator came in, people उसके पहले तो हाथ से numbers जोड़ते थे. Then calculators make it easier for doing your arithmetic, but didn't make you dumb. People thought calculator people will become dumb. No, people didn't become dumb. Same way, AI use it like you used a calculator, use it as an effective tool. It's a good tool. I've already started using bits and pieces of it, and it's damn good. Yeah, it's mind blowing.
Sir,
But if you don't give the if you calculate if you don't punch in the right numbers, your answer will not be right. Same way AI, if you don't punch in your requirements, your prompts correctly, and AI will not give you a solution, give a broad mark. Then you keep on improving, put your inputs, etc. Then you're sharper than the rest.
sir, but ऐसा ही था तो you said that AI should be used as a tool, but with it would be more spoon feeding with its ideas, so our own creativity will go down.
Yes, critical suffer a lot of below average work will suddenly become average and good. You don't accept it.
Okay.
Then so it even becomes more important that agencies really sharpen up to stay away from people who can come.
And sir, do you see any other challenges in this market other than
The biggest challenge today we face is talent in terms of writing. Most ads, the editing and creative writing is a big challenge because when people are reading less, obviously their ability to write has also become less. When you read less, your ability to think becomes less. And short attention spans means you're in a rush to deliver work. You're not willing to listen. You're not willing to absorb because of your lack of attention span. And without absorbing, without in-depth understanding, without getting, you don't get the right insights. And that surely is affecting work. That's a big challenge. People not willing to invest. And for advertising agency, the margins that we work for, you're always competing with talent. You're competing with large corporates, large MNCs, large businesses who have a far more stable job than stable meaning less stress than what you have in advertising. And a lot of talent goes there. Advertising is a very high stress thing. There's nothing like 8 hours a day or 16 hours a day or 12 hours a day. Deadlines are to be met. And
so thank you, sir, for providing us with lots of guidance and invaluable knowledge to us. So to audience, if you like the content and the knowledge provided and help us and want to help us grow, then please do like, share, and subscribe to our channel and help us grow. Thank you.